Ark just suddenly came to the realization that our only job here was to save the kid and not worry about anything else. And we did that, and now we're worried about everything else.
We didn't really get a job description.
We got a phone call from a terrified child. We did not get a job description.
Yeah, but we're the neighborhood watch, so we're here to protect, and we protected.
Yeah,
right, but there's also still
as far as I'm concerned, that was our job. And and now, like, the Commerce Center can deal with...
What?
The rest of it for animal control.
Yeah. Whoever the animal control group is, they can get in there and deal with the sludge. We protected the kid.
Hey now, we don't talk about animal control. Animal control are two dirty words.
This is Once Upon a Monster of the Week. Reddington. Please don't forget that Trash Day is on Thursday. Hello, dear listeners. The last time we visited with the Neighborhood Watch, they had gotten an emergency call from a little kid whose babysitter had gone missing. Upon inspection, Nikola was kidnapped by some slime monsters, and Johnny helped Ark and Benny escape from the infested house. Now, I assume that Johnny did toss Ark the keys to the van?
He doesn't necessarily need keys to start the van. He would need it to unlock it, but that's only if anybody locked their doors. This car is pre-hot wired. Its ignition key is a screwdriver.
Ah, wonderful. So what does Ark get up to?
Ark, how old is Benny?
Benny is a very brave little 6-year-old.
Okay, so he can't drive the van himself. All right, and then please
do not put the 6-year-old behind the steering wheel.
How far away is the van from the house?
We parked a little ways down the block so we could walk up on it.
Right, that's okay.
On the house.
That's what I thought it was. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna take Benny back to the van, and I'm gonna put him in the van, and I'm gonna say, hey, okay, so you stay here, close the doors, keep the doors closed. No matter what happens. Keep the doors closed. If it gets to be a long time and we haven't come back, then go to the police and let them know what happened, okay?
Okay, I can wait here.
Cool, thanks a lot.
Benny climbs into the van's sleeping area.
Yeah, so the entire you've got the front two seats, your driver and passenger seat that are normal bog standard van fare, and then from there back is a large empty space filled with stuff. And some of that stuff is, piles of dirty clothes. There are a few of these different colored burlap bags that are all tied up, sitting in various places. There is a mattress in the back up against the back doors, with some more like clothes and blankets and pillows and stuff on it. It's not uncozy, but it's dirty.
Benny burrows deep into the pile of clothes in Johnny's van.
Okay, so Ark is like, all right, if you're all settled in, then I'm gonna go back and help out my friends. So you stay here, and everything's gonna be okay. I promise. And he closes the door, and he starts going back, and then he stops, and he goes, wait a minute, and he turns around, and he goes back, and he opens the door, and he goes, listen. If you decide to start, just poking around in here and you see anything that's kind of tube-like, don't breathe it. All right? Just leave it there. Don't touch it. It's an adult beverage. All right.
Okay.
All right, great. And Art closes the door again and heads back to the house.
And now the first thing he's going to do is go looking for a tube that has stuff in it.
As soon as I said adult beverage, I was like, oh, this kid's going to go. He's going to go looking.
Despite his curiosity,
he's going to drink some bong water.
Benny's a little too scared to investigate Johnny's van. Now, where is Ark heading to next?
Ark is headed back to the house to help out his friends.
And just to remind the listeners, where is Jessa June?
All I remember is that Nikola disappeared from the bottom of the stairs, so I went off after her. So Jessa is wherever going back to the living room, headed. I don't remember if there was a door that slammed when she disappeared.
To the basement, yeah.
And the basement door slammed, didn't it, when she disappeared?
The door Jessa June heard slammed shut was the basement door, but she could also see a back door.
Yeah, so Jess is going to go for that.
As Jessa June follows the sounds of slamming doors, she is able to spot a trail of slime. Upon further inspection, it is clear that the slime is more of a tar-like mixture that hasn't quite settled and hardened. The fresh trail is leading down into the basement, but the now closed back door is also covered in the same slime.
What does it smell like? I mean, does it smell like the funkiness that I was smelling at the house before? Because I remember I had smelled something bad in the house.
As Jessa June gets closer to the slime to see if it is the same smell as earlier, she is overwhelmed by the stench until it is all she can smell.
Okay. Then I will follow the trail and see where it's going.
Jessa June ventures down into the dark, unlit basement.
Of course.
The slime is all over the basement, covering everything, including most of Nikola. She is awake, though, and it is smelly down here. They're both going to stink.
Is it moving on her? Like, is it climbing her?
The slime is writhing, climbing, and moving.
Okay.
It's just not sitting still at all.
Okay. If I know that Ark, no, I didn't, because I left before they left. So, and it's dark down there, right? There's no light. Like, if I look around.
Jessa June can see that while the slime seems to have some sort of glow, it's not giving off any usable light.
Okay.
But there is just enough coming through the small basement windows, keeping it from being pitch black.
How far away from her and it am I if I'm, like, coming down the stairs?
The basement is not big at all, mostly just a storage space right down at the end of the stairs.
Okay, so it's right there. I'm gonna see Nikola and go, holy son of a, oh god. Nikola, are you still in there? If you're still in there, can you blink or something? Just once, just blink one time.
Yeah, I'll blink.
Alright, that's a good sign, that's a good sign. I'm gonna look around for any kind of cloth or, like a paint stick, something that I think that I could scrape or wipe with and not have to actually touch this stuff.
There's unfortunately nothing around for Jessa to use.
I'm gonna go down into the basement.
The mounds of slime start to move towards Jessa, getting ready to attack her. To get to Nikola, she's going to have to fight through it.
Okay. Yeah, so if she's gonna get attacked by the sledge, she's gonna definitely claw up her hands and just start swiping to keep it away from her, scrape it off, whatever. So she can try to get down and get closer to Nikola and see if she can find something to get this stuff off of her. She is not going to swipe Nikola.
As she tries to get Nikola out, she is covered in this tar-like slime. While everything hurts, her hands especially start to burn.
Okay. But I can get the stuff off of Nikola.
The organism backs away slightly, letting Nikola go.
So once I've got her out, then I'm gonna say, Nikola, you gotta get up the stairs. You gotta go. We gotta get up the stairs and out of this stuff. Run.
What was the experience of being covered by this stuff? Is my skin also burning?
Poor Nikola has been caught in the slime for long enough that she is definitely hurting. It feels like she's covered in electrical burns. She's gonna need a minute before she can stand, but she is able to walk.
Yeah, Jess is gonna, if she can't get up on her own, Jess will, like, try to take her arm, even try and say, I'm sorry, I don't mean to hurt you, but we gotta get out of here. We can't stay down here. We gotta go. And sort of pull her to her feet and start tugging her up the stairs.
Yep. I will stumble after. Did we find the kid?
We found him in his bedroom. Yeah, we did. They were trying to get him out of the house, so hopefully they're all out and they're just waiting for us.
Okay.
As Jessa June helps Nikola up the stairs, I can hear something a little odd going on, dear listeners. Why don't we check on Ark for a quick second?
Ark gets back to the house and he pulls out. He reaches into an inside pocket of his jacket and pulls out his imp stone. And he's gonna summon his imp buddy, and he looks down at it and he goes, "Hey, listen, I need you to come out and I need you to go swing inside the house and just let me know what's going on in there and where I can be most effective to help everyone in there. Okay?
You know, I'm not sure I've seen an imp before. We should get a description, just in case we see him around town.
You know the movie Gremlins? He looks like a little gremlin, only he's really small. He's only about as tall as a hand. He looks like that, except he's blue and he's just got this shock of red hair.
He salutes, incredibly excited to help out, and then immediately smashes through the living room window to go find out answers. Upon hearing this, a creature starts creeping through the window towards Art curiously.
I am going to, I'm gonna reach down to my waist, where at my hip I have in a sheath a big knife, and I'm going to just kind of slash at this gunk that's coming out the window to see if anything happens.
Ark is able to cut some slime off before it jumps back. Unfortunately for him, the part he cut off lands on his skin and starts to burn.
Fantastic. I'm still gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for my little demon to come back so I can find out where I need to go. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna duck down and just kind of rub my arm where the gunk is on the grass and try and wipe it off.
During all of this chaos, Johnny was grabbed by a creature.
What are the things that he is seeing and experiencing with this? Like, what is the thing that he is face to face with? What nameless horror am I staring down?
The slime had jumped Johnny from behind, covering his face and eyes. If he was to open his eyes, all he would see is the shiny blackness.
Okay, so I didn't see the creature that got. Have I been like enveloped into it? Does it have like a tendril on me? Like, how am I got?
Johnny feels the slime shifting around, giving off tiny shocks as if there were electrodes moving all around his body.
So it has me and it is pulling me. So if Johnny were to reach up to the thing that has a hold of him, what would he feel? So it has my head. I reach up to above my head. What is there?
Listeners, I don't know how else to say this. The righteous Johnny Lydon is fighting a tar grimace.
It's a slimy grimace. It's a slimy grimace.
Well, then I'm fine, because nothing can kill the grimace.
As he feels around, he doesn't find a head and a neck, despite it feeling like an upper part of a body. It is a bit more solid feeling, though, than liquidy.
I don't pass through it. I hit solid stuff when I grab a hold of it. Like, it's viscous and nasty, and it's covered in stuff, but, like, there's something there to hold on. With this, what seems to be, like, either the creature's head or some protuberance from his chest has enveloped my head in this tar. The first instinct that Johnny has when he feels this electric sensation all over his body, his senses immediately heighten. He is instantly keyed into everything that is going on. And the moment that he reaches out, he understands that there is a sentience that's harming him. And once he realizes that there's a sentience that's harming him, something shifts in him. And instead of a like wild, crazy flail to sort of try to get away, what I am going to do is I am going to reach out with my arms and grab as much of it as I can. And what I want to do is I want to try and lean back, put my feet into where I would imagine it's like the middle of it, where it would bend at the center if it were to take a bow. I want to try and get that there, use my weight to fall backwards, and flip it up over top of it, like a monkey flip. The idea behind this maneuver is not for me to escape, but for me to use my weight to pull my opponent down and then leverage my legs to fling the opponent up over top of me so that they will land and we will both be on our backs. And when that thud occurs, then Johnny is going to try and scamper his way to the top of whatever this thing is.
As Johnny is doing this, Jessa June and Nikola turn the corner. He slams the creature down, getting zapped in the process.
So I have done that. I am. I've still got goo all over my face.
Johnny is still on the ground, covered in this slime.
All right. So they'll round the corner. They'll hear a big thud, and then me go.
As we come around the corner and hear that thud and hear the muffled, oh so creative cursing coming out of it, Jess is gonna look down at this. I mean, it's a giant blob thing that's got Johnny's head. Jess is gonna go, well, damn it, Nikola, go. Can we see the door, like, past them, or are they blocking any, like, even the back door? Can we see a door to get out?
As Johnny and the creature are more in the foyer near the front door, there appears to be an escape exit through the back door.
Okay. So Jess is gonna say, Nikola, try to go out the back door. Just try to get away from this thing. If you can get outside, that's the best thing we can do. She's gonna keep an eye on Johnny and the thing, and if they're getting up, she's gonna whip out the claws again.
Listeners, do you think Nikola is gonna leave?
I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna help, get the stuff off of Johnny's face.
Nikola is able to help Johnny get out as the creature is a bit dazed.
Thank you.
The three of them look down at this shapeless, black, tar-like grimace creature. It sits dazed for a moment before slowly inching towards the basement.
Jessa says, do we take care of, oh, good Lord. Yeah, first things first, are you all right? Are you okay? Y'all aren't gonna fall over on me, are you?
Johnny is walking over to the kitchen. Are the kitchen furniture made out of wood?
As Johnny considers which kitchen furniture to use to turn into a weapon, maybe we should check on Ark for a second.
Okay, so he gets gunk on his arm, it starts burning, and he kind of panics a little bit, and runs towards the house, knocks open the door, and runs inside.
While everyone is in the foyer, there is a creature trying to get away.
So is the blob is now in between Ark and the rest of us? Is that where it is? I mean, I know it's heading toward the basement, but...
Excellent observation skills, Jessa June.
And Ark just smashed through pushed through into the front door.
Ark doesn't quite make the same extravagant entrance that Jock did.
Jessa's gonna shout, Ark, don't touch that thing, don't let it touch you.
Ark holds up his arm and showing her the spot that's on his arm, and he's like, yeah, got that figured out, thanks.
So while everyone is sort of looking at this thing as it's kind of oozing and trying to get its way back to the basement, Johnny's wandered into the kitchen and he has completely broken apart one of the chairs, just smashed it to absolute smithereens. And what he has in his hands now are two, a piece of the back of the chair and one of the legs of the chair, and they look suspiciously like stakes in his hands. And he walks very calmly over towards the sort of oozing creature, and he goes, "Oh, you want to go home? Well, you should have thought about that before you fucked up my t-shirt, you piece of shit." And he drives a stake into one of the smaller portions of it. The goal here is to try and hit like a solid bit, so that it has something to stick into, but really try to drive this thing straight through to the floor so it can't move. It's just very, very businesslike.
It stops moving and is frantically trying to pull away, but it isn't able to.
"Oh, you don't fucking like that, do you?" And I stab the other one in.
The creature keeps squirming around. It takes on different shapes before it picks one that is vaguely Johnny-sized, but featureless. It doesn't quite look like a person, just a tar and goo mess.
So now that he has this thing down, and if it's not in an escaping place, he's going to look around the room and assess for any other things that might be around. If this is the only creature like this in this room right now, or if we've all been doing this and something else is looming over us or something.
The group looks around the first floor, not really finding anything but residue, especially around the exits. This creature isn't the one from the basement, but instead is the one the imp had startled when he smashed through the window. As Johnny is finishing up, Barty comes back and looks up at Ark, tugging on his pants leg.
Oh, hey, what's your, yeah, Barty, I kinda got it figured out. I know exactly where I'm supposed to be. Thanks.
Oh, you know when I can where the rest of the scanners are?
What the heck is that thing, Ark? What is that?
I will explain it later when we're not fighting, like, some weird elemental mud
You're gonna
thing.
explain it?
Just, no, for right now, his name is Barty, and he's on our side, alright? Barty, what do you mean the other thing? What others?
Oh, there are multiples in this house.
There's one in the basement, for instance, but what the heck, Ark? You can't just... Never mind, whatever.
More people or more mud puddles?
There's a mud puddle, at least one, in the basement, and there's one downstairs. If we're gonna pin him down or destroy him or something, we ought to go take care of that one, too, because I didn't do it. I just got it off of Nikola.
Alright, cool. Alright.
There are 3 tar substances in this house, including this one, and vague smells of something fairy-like. Outside of that, we're good.
No,
Oh,
that's
Crivens,
not good.
wait, no!
That is definitely not good.
There's some other stuff in this house.
The imp begins to look around the room, smelling all of you, trying to figure out what is in this room.
Well, to be fair, Jessa has not put her claws away again, so Jessa's got paws at the moment.
He is a little confused as to whether or not he should be warning Ark about the dangers in this room.
Alright. Barty. Just take a breath, Barty. How many mud puddles are in the house?
3, including this one.
3 mud puddles. Okay, alright. Don't worry about anything else right now. Alright, everybody else in this room except for the mud puddles, they're with us. They're the good guys, alright, buddy? Okay, cool.
Oh, aye. Then 3, and the ferry that's Offski.
The fairy that's missing.
There's okay.
Oh, aye.
What does that mean? What does a fairy missing mean?
Do you mean the kid? Do you mean the kid that we got out of here? Was that actually like some sort of fairy creature?
No, one of the... I don't know. A fairy presence out the back door, mixed in with the eldritch tar.
Okay. Alright. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it, Barty. Thanks a lot, buddy.
He salutes and disappears.
But
Great. How, so we're in kind of the entry hall of the house, yeah? Where's the kitchen?
From where the group is standing, the kitchen is through the dining room on the left.
Okay. 'Cause Ark is thinking, if he can get to the kitchen, maybe there's some way in there to maybe if they have like a gas stove, he can set a towel on fire and then throw the fire onto the thing and see if that does anything. That's kind of what he's thinking right now.
Maybe we shouldn't set fire to their house.
to the tar thing in the house that we're standing in?
Yeah, but we're right next.
Maybe that's a bad idea.
To the door. Let's just go out the door.
There's a thing in
This
the
is somebody
basement.
else's house.
And what Nikola said, somebody lives here.
Do we know whose house this is?
Benny's family's.
What did you do with the little boy that we just took out of the bedroom?
Okay. But do we actually like when we got here, did we recognize the house? Where we like, oh, this is the Gambleson house. This is the Buralt house.
While the house does not belong to someone that Ark recognizes, it does appear to be a fairly normal family home. Earlier they had noticed 2 other children's rooms as well as a master bedroom. I wonder how they'd feel if Ark burned down their house.
Are there pictures on the wall?
Oh, of course there are. The oldest child just graduated, headed off to Reddington University. Mom was so proud. It's her alma mater. And the middle child makes all of their own costumes for the middle school plays.
Okay, so there are pictures on. It's like, right. So maybe we don't. I mean, I understand the idea, but maybe don't set the tar thing on fire.
Fire isn't a bad idea. Maybe just not in the house.
Right. Maybe we can scrape it out the back door and light it up in the yard or something.
Okay, sure. Yeah, we'll just go grab some squeegees and a rake, and we'll just mop it out the
Look,
back.
mister, do not start with me, Ark. Don't start. I'm just saying, clean it. It's a claw, by the way, in your face. I'm just saying, burning down the house, not the best idea until we know exactly what's going on. I mean, what are you going to tell people? Why did we burn down the house?
My intention is not to burn the house down. It's just to get a little fire to see if fire hurts the thing. I'm not saying we burn the whole house down. I'm saying we just throw some fire on it and see what happens.
Do you still have the part that's on your arm?
Do I? Yes, I do.
You
I
didn't
do.
scrape
There's
it
still
off,
a little
right?
bit on my arm, yes.
Yeah. Nikola digs into her pocket and pulls out a lighter.
Shit.
Great. Perfect. This resolves the issue. Ark holds his arm out, closes his eyes, and turns his head, and he's like,
Oh my god.
Here's the question. Does this resolve this in a Richard Pryor way?
Oh, Jesus. Wow. Okay, dated myself by laughing at that and also horrible. But anyway.
Nikola whips out a lighter and holds it up. The tar-like substance has settled deep onto Ark's arm at this point. It does move when the fire comes near it. Not much, just as if it's starting to harden.
Like dry out?
It is, as if it is hardening as the electric impulses slow to a stop.
So it's not moving on its own on his arm.
The best way I can describe it is as if the slime has made a little nesting place in Ark's arm. So gross. I hope they get rid of these creatures soon. So gross and smelly.
Does he have so he has like a crater with goo in his arm right now?
great. Fantastic. All right. Okay. All right. Well, that's what fire does then. Never mind. I guess that would not be as effective as I had hoped it might be. So he
If
just
it dries the whole way out, we can crack it.
Wait, I mean,
Johnny is like sort of crouching and staring at this thing like it's his worst enemy. He may have tried to like punch it once or twice to see if that does anything, but what he's really concerned with right now is causing as much harm to these things that hurt him and scared this boy as possible. He's just like staring straight at it like, if we dry it out, maybe we can just crack it like mud on the bottom of your shoes, and then we'll see what's inside.
The creature takes a swing back in retaliation.
Okay.
all right, look, standing around staring at it and talking to it and telling it what we're going to do to it so it can prepare and fight back is not a good idea. I mean, like I said, there's a whole other ass thing down there, big old tar baby, waiting to come up here and get us. Now, if there's 3 of them, maybe there's 2 down there. So, do we want to go down and try to smash or cut these things apart? Do we want to get shovels? And I don't know. How do we deal with this? Other than standing and staring.
I think we might need more information. Your buddy, and they point to Ark, mentioned something going on in the backyard.
With a fairy.
And when Benny called, he was talking about them moving around in his backyard. So maybe we can find something out there.
Johnny jammed that stake down into the thing. Is it now effectively like pinned to the ground, or can it chase us if we leave?
Well, it just took a swing at him.
This grimace abomination is currently pinned to the ground at its feet. It can still move, but it is not leaving the spot anytime soon.
All right. Hey, that sounds like actually a pretty good idea. So yeah, let's go away from here and see what there is to see in the backyard.
All right, the backyard.
Fine.
The backyard it is then. Let's go out in the backyard.
I mean, the thing is pinned down, Johnny. If you just want to stay and just punch at it, like while it's
He says very quietly as he's walking, he's like, I'm coming back for you. I haven't forgotten about it. I know that you can understand me. I know you can hear me. And I will be back to finish this. We're not done.
It takes another swipe at Johnny as he walks by. Not in any serious manner, mostly bucking as Johnny turns his back.
Oh, so it's sassing me.
Is this okay? So wait, is this like one of those? Is this like one of those like middle school things where the kid's like, hold me back, and then he turns back to his friends and he goes, don't let me go, hold me back.
For as much emotion as this thing seems to have, Johnny staking it is a surprising thing. It is just not used to being pinned down. Is it scared of Johnny? That remains to be seen.
Scared is anthropomorphizing too much.
Right.
Is it? Who knows?
We don't know.
You know, Furby's Fun Food Festivities. You go there, have some food, talk to the haunted Furbies, and if you feel like you can provide a fur bever home for that special haunted Furby, they do ask you to sign a few waivers first, but yeah, go for it.
Fen,
Yes, Barnabas.
I need you to promise me that we're not gonna have a Furby in the newsroom.
Oh, God, no.
Okay.
I have to work there.
Okay, good.
Also, a newspaper office, as great as ours is not a home. These Furbies need homes. Barnabas, you have a house, right?
Nope. I mean, yes.
Nikola is going to be looking at any of those tar patches to see if there are any footprints to determine like a path of movement, and also like seeing what has or has not been touched or move around. Is there like an obvious direction that these things came from and then came to the door? Is there like a person-shaped hole in the ground? Whatever.
Someone earlier did look over the fence.
Yes, I peeked in the backyard.
Yep.
I saw at that time there was other sludge marks, but there wasn't any person or anything standing in the backyard the last time I was here.
As Johnny explains this to Nikola, they're both able to see new sludge marks going over the other side of the fence, as if to escape Johnny. As Nikola observes a little longer, she is able to make out that 2 sludge monsters have dragged someone through the yard, going towards the creek. In the slime, she finds long strands of dark hair.
So I think Nikola says, so based on what Johnny was saying when he looked over the wall earlier, it looks like some of these things went that way, and she holds up like the strands of hair, and I think they might have somebody. And then she goes and she vaults over the fence, running up to it and then using her momentum to get up high enough to grab the top of it.
Dear listeners, I have to tell you, years ago, Norman, Artie, and I went to see this movie called Hot Fuzz, I think? I don't know if you've seen it. Anyways, Nikola's skills remind me of that movie.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
When she goes over the top, Johnny looks back at the house and he shouts, "This is the luckiest day of your nasty, slimy little life." And he trundles his way over the fence.
You know who I'm starting to worry about? Benny. He's been in that van alone for an awfully long time.
Jessa's going over the fence. Jessa just goes, "Oh, for pity's sake," and takes off and vaults the fence, because if everybody else is going, she's gonna go.
So Ark just, all right. Guys, Benny's back in the van. If we only came here to, whatever. And he runs off after him and jumps over the fence and follows after him. Because Ark just suddenly came to the realization that our only job here was to save the kid and not worry about anything else. And we did that, and now we're worried about everything else.
We didn't really get a job description.
We got a phone call from a terrified child. We did not get a job description.
Yeah, but we're the neighborhood watch, so we're here to protect, and we protected.
Yeah, right, but there's also still
as
as
far as I'm concerned, that was our job, and and now like the Commerce Center can deal with
what?
The rest of it's for animal control.
Yeah. Whoever the animal control group is, they can get in there and deal with the sludge. We protected the kid.
Hey, now we don't talk about animal control. Animal control are 2 dirty words.
The group continues to argue as they're looking for signs of the kidnapped. I think they've caught the trail of something.
So if it's still left sign on the ground and things like that, I think we're just following that.
Or if it left a smell or anything, Jessa will sniff it out if we need to.
Even though Ark thinks we did our job, we need to go back. Like, he's still helping out because he's a team player.
They follow the signs a ways up the creek before it turns into woods. After a while, no more houses are visible. They continue to see signs of someone with long hair being dragged away. More and more hair strands as they walked, as if whoever is dragging the person does not care if they run into a tree or anything. A torn piece of cloth is blowing in the breeze. The trail keeps going steadily before it crosses a wider point in the creek and disappears.
Yeah.
They grabbed someone and left.
Okay, so whoever they grabbed, they dragged down here, and made off with them somewhere. So the question now becomes, do we want to keep trying to figure out where they went, or do we, because I feel like Benny we left back in the van, or I left him back in the van, so maybe we should go back, since, we rescued the kid.
Yeah, first things first, and Nikola, grabs your arm and puts it in the creek.
The slime seizes and floats off his arm, leaving Ark feeling as if something massive has been ripped out of his arm.
Ow! Ow! Wow! Ow! Do I just have a gaping divot in my arm now?
Thankfully, he is not left with an open wound, but instead it is more of a giant burn mark.
Sorry, it was for science.
That's okay. Yeah, great. Fantastic. That's fine. Maybe it'll scar. Chicks dig scars. Maybe Wendy.
Can batch, yes.
Wendy will dig it. Wendy likes scars. Thank you.
What?
But that is, by the way, everybody, just something to keep in mind, that water seemed to, hurt it. So maybe next time we just go throw some water on it and we can, M. Night Shyamalan on him.
M. Night who?
Signs. You've seen Signs?
No. What's a sign? I mean, I've seen Signs, yes, but you're talking about something.
The movie.
Oh, no,
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, what is it important? Was I supposed to?
Just don't worry about it, JJ. We'll have a movie night some night soon, and
okay.
Introduce you to the cinematic wonder that is M. Night Shyamalan.
Okay, that's okay, never mind. All right, movie night. Okay. She would like to pick that piece of fabric up and take it. Just pick it up and pocket it, unless somebody says something about her taking it.
Yeah, we should go back and talk to Benny.
So JJ, I got a question for you.
All right.
You're kind of part
yes, sir.
Wolf, right?
Technically, yeah. Yes.
So you could smell something and then follow the scent?
I was gonna do that once we figured out what we're doing out here, though, because are we dealing with the sludge thing, or are we looking for this girl? Are we going back for the kid? Because we seem to be talking about 3 different things, and we kind of ought to pick a direction, I think.
Okay. The girl got taken, and this is the end of that trail, right? We know where this spot is.
Well, I mean, we can make sure we know where it is, mark it or something, right?
We can come back here, and we can look from here again.
Right.
We also have 2 things back towards the home.
At least 2.
One is a big, nasty puddle of motherfucker, and the other is a small boy. We can go and tend to that small boy, maybe try to call his parents, tell them about all of the nasty shit that's happened. We could even try to get a description of this girl if she was in the house. Maybe she's the babysitter. And failing all of that...
Oh, that's right, he did say.
What if we just let Big Nasty go, and it runs away to where it wants to run away to, and we follow it?
There's more than one big... I keep trying to tell you, there's more than one Big Nasty in that house.
I'm not worried about the ones that I don't have on lockdown.
But you should be worried about the ones that aren't locked down. The ones that aren't locked down, they're the ones that are gonna go somewhere else. I mean, you have one pinned to the floor. We could go back and let that one go if that's what you want to do, but what about the one that's in the basement that's gonna go? I'm so confused.
That's why I think we should call this kid's parents and be like, hey, your house is good. Go stay at the motel. It's on the town council.
Here's my question. How do we know that these goo things that came and grabbed the whoever it is, babysitter, his sister, how do we know that these goo things aren't actually his parents? How do we know that the goo things that tried to grab y'all didn't grab his parents, and his parents now are out here in the woods somewhere? I mean, we can call them, but I'm just saying. They tried to grab you.
Oh, that's
We don't know what would have happened if they'd actually managed to grab you. They might have controlled your brain or something and made you do bad things. So if these things, if his parents disappeared, or I mean, I got a lot of questions. That's what I'm saying.
It sounds like some of these questions might be answered by going and talking to Benny.
I think let's go talk to the kid then.
Yeah, we should probably get there as soon as possible. Just out of curiosity, Johnny, do you have any contraband material in your van?
What are you, the fucking cops?
No, I'm not a cop. I'd tell you I'd have to tell you if I was a cop, but I'm not a cop. I'm kind of the exact opposite of a cop.
You think that, but that's a rumor, actually.
Anyway, the point is...
Don't ask me how I learned that, but that's a rumor.
There's an inquisitive 6-year-old in your van, so if there's, like, contraband material in there, we should probably get back before he finds
Oh, I mean, it
it.
shouldn't kill him unless he, eats or drinks it.
He's a 6-year-old, Johnny.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so back to the van.
Are we taking the sludge plaque with us? If nobody else is going to pick it up and take it, Jess will pick it up and take it.
Yeah, we probably should.
My thoughts are I have sludge at home. I don't need to bring this back.
It might be useful to have some on hand.
All right, Jess will pick it up and take it then.
There are definitely some scientists in this town the sludge can be left with to get some results.
Johnny is basically just heading back the direction that we went to come out this way.
Same.
Yeah, just back over the fence into
Back
the
to the
backyard.
house, back over the fence.
Surely they're not going back to the house.
Yes.
Oh, this is going to end well.
Okay. Who is leading this group?
Oh, I will be, because if we're going back to the house, I want to see my friend.
He wants to see his friend. Uh-huh.
As soon as I walk in the back door, I go, "What's up, asshole?"
As Johnny bursts through the back door back into the house, they find the stakes left on the ground. It looks as if they have been pulled out, and Johnny's bud is now gone.
Ask if we can burn the house down.
Johnny takes in the scene. The basement door is still open with a slime trail, and a second slime trail is coming from down the stairs. All the slime trails in the house seem to be leading out the front door, though, towards Johnny's van. As they get there, his back door is swung open, slime all around the exterior of the van.
You motherfuckers.
Oh, fuck.
The first thing Johnny does is he gets into the van and he starts looking to make sure that the kid's not hiding any place inside there. He's like, moving clothing around. He's flipping over any like tub that the kid could have hid under or anything like that. And he's also looking for something of his own, and he's just sort of tearing the place apart really, really angrily. He's like, "God damn it, you mother."
The only thing that appears to be missing in the van is Benny.
Can I investigate this mystery?
Ark looks around, not seeing kid footprints anywhere, proving he likely did not walk through the sludge. Instead, he finds bits of hair mixed in with the goo.
Oh, well, that's not good. Yeah, looks like the kid is, looks like the kid might have been taken by one of the sludge monsters. Which is not great.
Do we see sludge leading away from the van in any direction? Like, is there a trail that we can see?
Jessa June can see it going down the road, disappearing as it gets closer to any water.
Water again. Oh. Well, our job was to find this kid and make sure this kid was safe. So we gotta go after the kid. I mean, that was the primary point of coming over here, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's follow this trail and go get the kid back. I mean, if we gotta fight some more sludge monsters, then we'll fight them. But we gotta get that little boy back. We told him we were gonna make sure he was safe. So Jessa would like to follow the trail toward where the sludge monster apparently took the kid.
It disappears once it hits another water line. It just vanishes.
Is there any way I can pick up and see if his scent is there? Like, can I smell that the kid was actually taken that direction?
Jessa June sniffs, confirming the slimes have definitely taken Benny. But at the water line, the scent just completely disappears.
How deep is the water?
The water is maybe a foot deep at the most. It is a small series of little creeks and streams connecting to this spot, but not anything too deep.
Are there any solidified chunks of black sludge in the water, or can we see a trail of them in the water indicating which way they went, pursuant to the way the sludge reacted to water last time we saw it?
While Ark is correct in that something should be seen, given how these creatures react to water, yet there is nothing. On the surface, it is as if the creature has just disappeared.
Alright, well, the kid's not here, and there's no way I can follow him. I can't see him, can't smell him. So our options are what? Go back in the house and try to talk to these other things that were down in the basement and see if we can get them to talk at all and see if we can find out any information from them. Or what else can we do? I mean, we just lost a little boy. That's bad, y'all. That's bad.
Johnny has come back out of the van. He is carrying a really large crowbar. and a tiny tin of tiger balm. And he says, if there's another thing in that basement and it is capable of communicating, I suggest that we ask aggressively where they have taken it.
Well, I'm down with that.
And if it cannot communicate, we hurt this thing bad enough that it tries to run. And when it runs, we follow it.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Yep.
All right. Then let's go inside and do some fucking violence. And he unscrews the tin of tiger balm, and he takes a little bit of it on both of his fingers, and he sticks it right under his nostrils. And he breathes in very, very deeply. Johnny's not much of a drinker. He doesn't really get into caffeine. It puts him too much on edge. But he loves the smell of tiger balm in the morning, and it just fires the synapses in his brain just right.
Yeah, it does.
So Johnny's feeling jacked and ready to roll.
Well, I do love a good basement. Let's all go.
Let's do it, yeah. Jessa will be right on Johnny's heels, going right on down those stairs. And she still hasn't put her claws away, so those suckers are still out and ready to go.
Johnny takes up the lead again.
I will bring up the rear with my knife out.
Ark has his knife out, and he's kind of, I guess he's third. He's kind of not enthused with the idea of torture, but he's going to go along with it because he doesn't have any better ideas.
As the group heads down the stairs, one final creature can be seen moving slowly out the basement window.
Johnny is going to sprint over to the sludge creature, and if he can get a hold of it, he is going to try to grab it around the middle of it, pull it back in through the window. Whoa, buddy, where are you going?
Unfortunately for Johnny, dear listeners, this creature is not as dumb as a slime grimace may imply. As Johnny grabs for the creature to pull it back in, he actually plays directly into the creature's devious plan. It lets out a giant jolt, sending Johnny flying back.
Johnny flies across the room and lands on the basement floor with a thud.
All right, if Johnny's going to go flying, then Jessa will step in, and Jessa's going to go full Harry. So I'm going to turn into a big old wolf girl and try to grab this thing just like Johnny was trying to and pull it back in. She is pissed at the moment. She's going to be like, "You don't get to do that to my friends. You're going to come back in here and talk." And she's going to go for the same thing, to try to grab it around the middle and just haul that sucker back in through the window.
Jessa June stabs it, causing it to lurch and jolt as it continues to move away. It must need recharging, though, as Jessa June is left unharmed.
Jess will say, "Yo, this thing it's fighting me. I think I got it, but if you can figure out some way to close the window on it or push it from the other side, I don't know."
Wasn't one of the plans to see where it goes? We could let it...
You said you want me to let it go?
I don't know.
All right, well, I can let it go, but we got to follow it, so y'all got to be ready to go. You ready to go?
Yeah. I think Nikola runs outside of the house around to where this window is on the outside.
Yeah, Ark was about to do that too. So Ark is
right.
Ark is going with you, Nikola.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then Jessa will let it go. She is not happy about it, and she's swearing and stomping in there, but she will let it go.
Freaked out by Jessa June, the creature hesitates. When it realizes she won't attack again, it takes off out the window.
Okay. How big is this window? Can I go out the window after it?
Reddington's standard basement windows are big enough to fit most people. It might be a little bit of a tight fit for a werewolf, but it shouldn't be too bad.
All right. Then Jessa will squirm her furry butt out the window after it.
Johnny watches Jessa squiggle through the window, and he looks at himself, and he goes, nah, fuck that. Runs up the basement stairs so that he can get around to the outside with everybody else.
All right, Ark is outside the window with Nikola, and he kind of holds her arm to keep her back and keep her out of sight of the creature so that it doesn't get suspicious that it's being followed. And as soon as the creature starts moving, he's going to start following it. But he's also going to summon Barty, his little imp buddy, and he wants to tell Barty to in case they lose track of the creature and where it goes, to follow it and find out where it goes, and then report back where its lair is.
Like most of my wonderful Reddington citizens, Finn is on my town radar. To be fair, it is usually to make sure Finn isn't selling anything they shouldn't be. Nonetheless, with these slime creatures around town, it wouldn't be too long before they stumbled across some of it.
Okay, genuinely, I think Fen is poking at the black sludge to see what it is and if I might be able to. I mean, there's a lot of it, so I probably can't sell it anywhere in Reddington, but there's outside markets for all kinds of things, which I think an imp would then disrupt me and my inquiries.
Me and Ark, we're pretty hot on the tail of the imp. I think the imp is just faster than we are.
Yeah. So we're following the sludge trail. The imp is just ahead of us. And maybe pulling away because he moves faster than we do. But we are following closely behind.
Jessa went through the window, so she probably was behind Ark and Nikola if they took off immediately. But if they are on the tail of the imp, then there is a werewolf charging after Ark and Nikola, and then there's Johnny. I think you're behind her, right?
Yeah, he's moving as quick as he can. Probably not werewolf pace.
So welcome to the parade, Fen.
Great. I think I'm directly in front of the parade, and possibly halting it because I am just sort of standing there, and an imp runs up, and I go, "Oh, sorry, are you following? Do you happen to know what this is exactly? Like, what sort of creature? Because I'm trying to think of things that leave black sludge, and there's a lot. Some of them a little more valuable than others." Genuinely talking to the imp as a regular person. I don't know if the imp can talk, but this is how Fen.
Crimmins! It's a big sludge monster, and he's running off that way. I've been told I gotta go chase after him. I can't stay and talk, so I gotta go. And he just takes off again. Running
big
after.
Sludge monster doesn't really narrow things down. Well, all right.
And then just a couple minutes later, Ark and Nikola, I guess, come charging down the path, following the sludge path.
Nikola does not stop.
You two, was that your... Oh, goodbye. Was that your imp, or was that your sludge monster?
Oh, hey, yeah, look, Fen, yeah, come on, we gotta, here, come with me, we'll talk on the way there. And he grabs your arm and starts dragging you along as he's chasing him around.
I think Fen did not register that it was Ark until this moment, because they were just, talking to whomever went by, and I went, "Oh, Ark, is this part of some security thing?"
Yes, absolutely it is. Come on, we gotta, if you want to talk, we gotta move and talk at the same time, so let's go. And he starts running again.
All right.
Yep, because we're gonna get run up on by a werewolf going, "Move! If you're gonna follow it, then move!" She's just booking, and she's big, so I would get out of her way, because she's not gonna go around you. She's going straight after that trail.
I guess Fen's going to follow, but I don't know if they want to run.
Going to be honest, I completely understand why Finn may not want to run. They could easily follow this trail and the group of people sprinting past. The imp leads everyone up to what looks like an empty house, up the porch stairs, and into the house. Now, realistically, if you're approaching a house that is not yours, you should likely stop and knock on the door rather than just barge in.
If it looks empty, I'm just going in.
As Nikola enters, she sees the trail go underneath a closed door to the left.
So I'm going to go ahead and step through and hope to myself that I don't get pulled into an alternate dimension the way Mike thinks is what happened here.
As Ark throws open the door, there is really nothing in this room. It is completely empty.
Motherfucker!
Ark goes to take a step into the room, but unfortunately is not watching where he is going. He slips on some of that recent wet sludge residue, sending him falling back. As he lands in a puddle of this awful-smelling sludge, he blacks out. Thank you for listening to Once Upon a Monster of the Week. Reddington's monsters are controlled by Meg Griffin, and episodes are edited by Alex Lavelle. A special thanks to Red Griffin for taking my horrific ideas and making them even more terrifying. Thank you also to Michael Sands and Evil Hat for the Monster of the Week gaming system used in this podcast. We will be back in 2 weeks to check in on our news bulletin group. Until then, You can find the links in our show notes leading to both the podcast and actors' social media accounts. Please also check out our Patreon. Even for $1, you can get some exciting things like donating your name to our town roster. Or you can find some cool merch in the Reddington Tourism Shop. We know that money is tight, so if you're enjoying the show, we would appreciate it if you could leave us a rating and review wherever you listen to podcasts. Once Upon a Monster of the Week is part of Haunted Griffin Entertainment. Please check out our website for more of our shows. Today's episode starred
Mike Queller as Archibald Wilberforce Worthington III. You can call me Ark.
Sarah Palmero as Jessa June Greeley.
M.L. Earhart as the righteous Johnny Lydon.
Danielle Lincoln as Nikola Garibaldi.
and today's guest included
Beset Rothstein as Barnabas Crawley.
Algie Todd playing Fen.